This is a very important time for small business owners to plan for next year because interest rates are at historical low. But in order to do that, you have to clear some of your financial misconceptions. So one misconception that a lot of business owners have is that there is a very high correlation between your personal credit and ability to get business financing. So for example, we see a lot of business owners who have a personal credit score of more than 750, but on the business side, they're not able to balance their books well. That leads to negative balances in their business checking accounts. That impacts their cash flow as well as their revenue. At the other end, we have also seen they have that misconception that if their personal credit is low, there's no way in the world that they can get business financing. The Small Business Administration funding can be offered to business owners who have credit scores as low as 620 or 630. So you don't need 700 credit scores to get business funding. What you need is the right combination between the business cash flow and your personal credit. One of the biggest misconceptions that small business owners have is that if they have a large account receivable, they think it's a great business. Large account receivable just shows that how much money you have to get from the market. The biggest challenge as a small business owner who doesn't have a handle on their account receivable and account payable is that they will show a lot of negative balances in their bank accounts. That is gonna alarm any underwriter in thinking that they won't be able to repay the loan. That also lowers your business credit. That also leads to other problems and challenges like your vendors who have to get paid on time. That will impact the business credit, and that also leads you to borrow money at a much higher cost, where the debt servicing becomes a lot more challenging. The biggest misconception around growth is growth at any cost. Growth at any cost is not a good strategy. A sustainable growth is the best strategy out there. You need to understand unit economics. You need to serve your customers really well. You need to hire people at the right cost, and you need to keep a handle on your fixed cost, because that's one thing that distinguishes good businesses from the businesses that fail. So this is the time for them to consolidate their businesses, reduce their cost wherever possible, and also prepare for the pent-up demand coming in. And the way they can do it is by focusing more on automation, making their business go digital, and also be very well connected with their clients, customers, as well as their vendors. Because that's an important piece that as a business owner, you need to maintain your relationship, deepen them, and also don't be shy of asking for help. The bottom line is that you should always have credit facilities available for you. During good times, it's easy to get access to credit. You should have a good relationship with your debt provider, and you also need reserves that can sustain you as a business for at least 6 months to 12 months to weather any kind of storm. The interest rates are at a historical low, so if you can lock in any kind of business financing right now, that will be really helpful for you to grow your business as well as build a better business credit.